Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Tony.
Chris.
I'm Brandon.
And this is the Game Misconduct Podcast, episode number 42, baby.
42.
Chris, you decided to come back. We didn't run you off after the last one.
I had so much fun last week. I decided to come back.
You want to come back for some more?
And y'all didn't kick me out, so I'm here.
Yeah,
also,
no.
42 is the answer to everything.
It is, actually.
It is the answer to
a
everything.
very strong answer. And Brandon, you're back, buddy?
I'm back, brother.
I missed your face. I
missed
missed your
you
beard.
guys.
I licked it off camera. And no, I didn't. I wish I was that cool.
It tasted like a Yeti's nutsack.
Oh, sure did. That's what I thought when I took a nice little... Anyways, John is not here today.
Johnny's not here today.
This is, before we start the podcast, this is a big deal because John's not missed one. There's been 41 podcasts that John has made. So if I feel a little off today, it might be because I'm not missing that man at the end of the table, that beautiful man.
No, it's like Dragonheart. I mean, you guys are connected.
I know. It's just like, it's tough. But, you know, I think you're a good replacement. And you are, too.
He's here in spirit. I'm
He
here to
is.
replace
He is.
Alan, who is also not here. Shout
Oh,
out to my
yes. You're
boy.
taking...
My boy.
Your boy, Alan?
I was here to replace Alan last week, and I'm here again.
You're here for round 2, baby.
Yeah, man.
Today we have John News without the John. And then we have Tony doing a top 10. And then we have actually a topic by Landon that he gave us about 2 weeks back before when the show started. I was asking for topics, and Danny gave us one that we've already done, which was the superhero villain name.
Okay.
And now we got one from Landon, which you will find out in topic number 3. But for now, we can start with the John News, which I'm doing this week.
This is actually now the Tony show.
Yeah, you better get ready because Tony's just going to do it all. But John was ever so nice to provide me with his news, so I'm just going to take it away.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to do my best to embody John here. Do you think I can do it?
I think you can.
Let's find out. Hello. Do you guys like Blizzard?
Absolutely.
I mean, like the weather phenomenon or the company?
Do you
Dairy
like
Queen?
Blizzard professional esports?
I mean, is it competitive Dairy Queen Blizzard eating?
Oh, no, like the
Oh.
games. Blizzard.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, okay, cool. Because Blizzard pro players are now receiving salaries and benefits for their upcoming Overwatch League.
Good lord.
Can you
Wow.
believe that? According to John News here, each player will collect no less than $50,000 a year, and teams must be able to provide players with health insurance, retirement saving plans, housing, and a practice facility for the season.
And 50K on top
And
of it.
50
And
grand.
50K.
That's
Ooh.
not
In
too
parentheses,
shabby.
it says John is quitting his job now. 7 cities have confirmed teams: Boston, LA, Miami, Orlando, New York City. Hey, you can go join.
New York.
San Francisco,
How you doing?
Seoul, and Shanghai also have these, whatever you want to
Just
call
take
it.
the E out, dog.
ESLs.
And say it again.
It's
It's just, yeah.
Is it just Seoul? Seoul?
Yeah, so
don't-
I
I'm
can't let
sorry.
that one go.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say.
Can't let that one go.
I was spawned there.
Oh,
So
are you? A random Chris appeared. Yeah, you need to help me translate a comment too. We got this week. It was all in Korean. I was like, oh, geez.
oh, dude, Google Translate.
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna have to do that.
absolutely.
Maybe you can help me out a little bit more.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, what do you guys think about that? I mean, is that
It's nothing new, man. Professional esports players have been making a lot of money for a lot of years, and a lot of them really do good things with it. They save up and
Yeah.
go to college with it. And hey, if you were gonna put that much time and devotion in a craft, and you can get paid for it, why not?
Yeah, I agree.
Esports have blown up.
They have. I mean, I know a guy at work. All he does is watch Call of Duty esports all day long, and I don't get it. But that's just me. I mean, I like
Sure.
playing my own games. I
Call
don't
of
like really
Dudes.
like watching people play. But
Yeah.
do you like watching any of them or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, well, if you look at Mixer, which is Microsoft's streaming service, there's YouTube, obviously. I mean, you've got Twitch. So, yeah, I follow all of them. But esports, mid-2000s, I'd say
Yeah,
early
it's
to
blown
mid-2000s, yeah, it went from, reasonable to just a mega thing where you have to buy tickets,
Really?
to these
Buy
esports
tickets?
events.
Hey,
Yeah.
back in the home country, man.
What's the home country?
It's been-
It's Seoul. Where you spawn.
Yeah, man.
It's a big deal. They play a
it's
lot
a
of
big deal.
League of Legends over there, don't they?
They do it live in front of stadiums
Oh
and stuff.
my
It's insane. Like, it's
That's
nuts.
like drone flying and you name it. It's taken over. Drone flying is amazing. Drone racing and all that. I don't know how those guys do that because that shit's insane. But no, I'm all for that's cool. I like that little tidbit of news. But yeah, Overwatch is definitely pretty big right now. I haven't seen competitive Overwatch because it's kind of it's one of those really fair games. It's super balanced with all the players and stuff. So I've never seen it on a
which
competitive
is strange
level.
because the characters are so varied. It's very odd. It's almost like there's so much variation that you can kind of pick your niche and get really, really good at it. So Tony, if you had to pick a game to turn professional at, what would it be?
If I had to pick one that I'm good at,
yeah.
Damn.
That was
nice over there.
I apologize, you guys. I burped that way on.
Mind you, I've left my prime as a gamer back. I mean, probably about 2 years ago was when I finally was just like, I'll admit that I can't do it anymore.
He's a grown man now.
Yeah, before it probably would have been Halo. I was pretty damn good at Halo.
Okay.
What about you, Chris?
Oh, you already know. You already know the answer to this. I'm not even gonna say it.
Is it Forza?
Yeah, obviously.
Race me in Forza.
Obviously.
Race me in Forza right now.
Brando. It doesn't have to be one that you're currently good at. It could be one that you used to dominate in.
It's Minesweeper.
click.
Fuck! Damn it!
No, it was probably CS:GO.
Oh, really? Were you a CS:GO guy?
man.
No way.
The flick of the wrist.
Shit out of CS:GO. Yes. Yep. I mean
That's the one they're still playing, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
and I apologize to my wife, but I literally lost 2 girlfriends over CS:GO.
Oh my goodness.
I just wouldn't stop playing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and my setup was right in my living room, so yeah, no, you're good. Shut up. I can't hear what's going on.
God.
Yeah, it was the worst.
Shout out to Danny before we move on to the next title, but he actually had a comment more this week with some dude talking about Destiny 2, and the dude brought up Counter-Strike Go. And it was just like the most ridiculous comment. I had to jump in there and help Danny. Not that Danny needed help, but I'm just like, this guy's stupid.
He was an asshole.
Because all Danny was just like, it's going to require more gun skill because now you got to use 2 primaries instead of having a special. And the guy's like, oh, if you want to talk about skill, let's talk about Counter-Strike Go. Destiny is not even close to that. I'm like, well, Counter-Strike wasn't brought up until you said something, so there's that. But yeah, so shout out to you, Danny. I did my best to defend you there, even though you got this. But moving on, because John's got 3 pages here, and
Johnny,
yeah, John.
It is
John.
double spaced though.
So hang on, let me get back into my John element. So, what do we think about Wolfenstein? Any of us fans?
I've never played it in my life.
None of you guys played the New Order? I did. I was a big fan. No?
I wouldn't say a big fan.
Okay. Well, he put on here that Wolfenstein 2 had a season pass announced. It will feature 3 Freedom Fighter DLCs and will cost $24.99. The first one is called The Adventures of Gunslinger Joe. A former pro quarterback will smash through Nazi hordes in Chicago to the vastness of space. The second DLC is called The Diaries of Agent Silent Death. Ex-OSS agent and assassin Jessica Valiant will infiltrate Nazi bunkers in California and discover secrets of the Operation San Andreas. Okay. And the third DLC will be called The Amazing Deeds of Captain Wilkins. U.S. Army hero Captain Gerald Wilkins embarks on a mission to Nazi-controlled Alaska to dismantle Operation Black Sun. Pre-ordering the game will give you access to the Freedom Chronicles Episode 0, which will introduce the characters and set the stage for each DLC. Wolfenstein 2 comes out on October 27th. I'm actually really looking forward to this game. I will be picking it up on the Xbox One because it will have 4K support on the Xbox One X coming out in November. The first one took place in an alternate timeline where the Nazis won the war and they just kind of took over, and now they're bringing it over to the United States, obviously.
Man in High Castle.
Yes, I know, exactly. So it's super fun, and I've never watched that show, but I've wanted to check it out. No, I hear it's really good.
It is.
But it's the similar plot, so I'm looking forward to it. And if you haven't played the New Order, you haven't played it at all.
I have nothing constructive to add other than Jessica Valiant is an excellent name for a protagonist. That is spectacular.
I like it. You should check it out. It's cheap. It's especially if you're going to be spending some time in where are you at? Minneapolis. By yourself. You can check that game out. Oh, hey, there was some support from downstairs. The Minnesota.
We have support from the north.
The north is downstairs.
The north, yes, the north where they speak in.
The Yankees and their coach are coming.
You can check that game out. But yeah, Wolfenstein 2, October 27th. Moving on to the next topic. I can't do this every time. Anyways, I'm just going to go through these. You guys like the Super Nintendo NES Classic? Are we all excited about that? Sorry, I said that twice. Super NES Classic.
So, Yes and no, but this is coming from. I have an emulator.
Yeah.
And most of those games are on an emulator for free. Now, are they supposed to be free? No.
No.
But you have them on an emulator connected to a PC with, you know, reasonable graphics. So you're getting the same.
You're getting 720p probably, right? Yeah.
At least, you know, and for 80. The thing that pisses me off about that, Tony, is I fought so hard to try and get an NES Classic.
Yeah.
There's just a bad taste in my mouth about it.
I get it. I was one of the lucky ones. I actually found it in none other than Minnesota.
And 2 of them, didn't you?
I found 2, and I can only purchase one. That asshole at GameStop. But the SNES Classic is coming out, and I am excited, even though there's emulators and whatnot, because they are releasing an unreleased game, and this is where I can see where you get pissed off.
Star Fox.
When you release a game that was never released and make it exclusive to a console, and you don't make that readily available to the consumers, I think that's a kick in the balls.
It is.
Especially people that have been waiting for that game since the 90s. Star Fox 2 will be in pixel perfect mode and also in HD. You gotta make this available. And speaking of that, with his news article here, he said the Super NES Classics were available for pre-order this year until a technical glitch canceled them all. Most likely this was a jump the gun situation and they were pulled. So you'll have to wait even longer to hopefully procure your one SNES. So I think the website that did that was Walmart. Because I woke up the next morning and I was like, motherfucker! But all those people that got it, they lost it. Yep. So, joke's on you! Yeah. I'm with you, though. You have every right to be mad. What do you think? I mean, are you kind of indifferent on the whole thing? Are you SNES boy?
I'm with Brandon and I are kind of. Well, actually, the PC guys kind of outnumber the console guys today.
What happened here? It used to be the Mass Effect boys. Now it's the PC boys.
So, just as an aside to that, sometimes when you're an emulator, you know, you can end up playing like an N64 game on PC on an Xbox controller because you just live your life how you want to live it.
I'm all about them.
I understand the need for console exclusives, but I mean, you know, you want to make it widely accessible. I mean, if you supported the brand for what is that going on now, 2 decades, 3 decades,
almost 3. Yeah.
Reward your base.
Yeah,
you know,
and they're thinking they're rewarding you with the Star Fox 2, which they are, but you gotta give it to us on Switch or something if you can't supply enough SNES, which they can. I think probably cost them nothing to manufacture.
No, it's limited because it's going to hype it, and they're going to sell out. Yeah. You know, they're going to manufacture what they manufacture, and they're all going to be sold.
Speaking of which, have you heard of any resellers doing something to protect against the people that want to buy like 300 and scalp them on eBay?
I don't think
or
Nintendo does that. I know a lot of companies, some companies do, but I don't think they're doing that.
See, because Nintendo is of the 3 between them, Sony and Microsoft. I feel like they do the best job of taking care of their people. You know, just the people that are loyal to their brand. But
they used to, but ever since like the Switch and the Classic, it's like they've turned over a new leaf. It's like it's like now they're the new it thing, so they're just like either they don't know what to do with it or they're doing it on purpose.
Well, they've got record sales.
Yeah.
You know, so they are.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
All about that cash.
Sorry. I literally had no idea what was on those pieces of paper.
Let me jump on over to that topic. Speaking of which, record sales, the Nintendo Switch has sold 4.7 million units since March.
Is that worldwide?
That is worldwide, son. Mario Kart 8 has sold 3.54 million copies. ARMS has sold 1.18 million units. And Breath of the Wild has sold 3.92 million units. That's almost everybody that owns a Switch.
Yeah, that's about to say, man, could you imagine if you are a game developer and you knew ahead of time that 80% of the people that own this console are going to buy this game? That is insane.
That's a big deal. Because let's talk about the life cycle of the Nintendo Wii U, which has been out since, 2013? Yep. It barely, I don't even think it cracked 10 million.
No, it crested maybe 8.5.
It was bad. Yeah. And now they got a console that's been out since March. And it sold 4.7. And I think a lot of that is due to the NES Classic. I think there was a lot of supply and demand because they saw what the Classic did to people. It turned them into monsters. Turned them into switching, hoarding monsters. And they said, oh, they probably did that on purpose. And so now they got this console, which, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of confusion with the Wii U. A lot of people didn't know what it was. They thought it was just the Wii, but with a different controller, which it really was. But the Switch was like this brand new thing that so you can play with your friends on barbecue rooftops and stuff. And it was just like, oh, we got to get that. It's Nintendo, and it's working, apparently. So good for them.
I mean, it works, man. I mean, the Switch. I mean, they've got all this positive press now, and it's viral. And once you get the internet on your side, it's just the greatest marketing tool in the world. Which I've seen them now all over the place, traveling all over this great country of ours.
You can buy them now, by the way. They're very easy. GameStop is selling bundles that just come with one game. That's a killer deal. Breath of the Wild 360, you get a Switch. Come on, that's what you're getting anyways.
Yep. Guys on airplanes playing with them all the time.
Yeah, you playing with them up in the air when you're flying?
Man, no.
No, we don't. We don't put people in danger. No, he's not over there getting his Korok seeds.
It's actually how we fly a plane now, is through a Nintendo Switch. So.
No, I love the Nintendo Switch. I just wish they had more games. But, still some more Nintendo news here, unless you have anything else to add. You good? Okay. Nintendo has tested Mario Kart without the infamous blue shell. But state of the game just didn't feel right without it.
Yeah, duh.
Pardon me if I say this name wrong. Kosuke Yobuki, director of Mario Kart 7
Oh, that's my third cousin, twice removed, man.
Director of Mario Kart 7 and 8 concluded that he considered the human emotion element of the play experience.
So, like the controller chuckability factor? Is that what that is?
He wanted you to get mad at your friends. While many people complain it's cheap, Yobuki says that everyone's experience with the game is different. What do you think? I'm just so terrible at Mario Kart now that I don't really care. Like,
I mean, everybody's been clear away in front, about to turn the last corner to victory, and you get blue shelled, and then triple red shelled, and then green shelled, and then banana peeled, and then lightning struck, and then you're like seventh.
Bullet build.
And then you're seventh. I mean, it happens, but
it does happen.
It makes for great entertainment for everybody else except for you.
My problem with Mario Kart is they've added all these different vehicles and different weights and different like turning abilities and how strong they like. It's just not. It doesn't feel the same as like. Let me just pick 150cc and jump in the cart with Mario. Like I don't need all this excess stuff.
It mimics reality more so than. You know, and I think that's what people are going for nowadays.
Yeah, you got to make more depth, I guess.
Yeah.
If you can't give them actual choice, give them the illusion of choice. I think is what they're going for
always
here.
Nice.
So I don't know. I can see both sides.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Leave the blue shell though, Nintendo. Don't.
Yeah, you can't get rid of the blue shell.
No.
I mean, any of the power ups, I don't think you should fuck with. I mean, that's just Mario Kart.
Those are OG. So
OG for life, baby.
Blue Shell's older than I am, probably.
Get that as a shirt. Blue Shell is older. What does that even mean? It's a code for something. Anyways, moving away from Nintendo, let's move on to some Square Enix stuff. Now, this is kind of close to home.
I might as well go downstairs.
You want to walk out? Yeah. I've been playing...
Not a big fan of Square Enix?
Well, no, I just haven't played.
I've been playing Final Fantasy X because I've been trying to play... That's the only one on everybody's top games of all time, but... Before I go, what's your top game of all time, Chris? I haven't even asked you that. Could you do that? By the end of the show, give me your top 3 top games of all time.
Of all time, okay.
Of all time. They don't have to be in any order. But one of them was Final Fantasy X, and that was John's. And so I've been really digging it. Believe it or not, it's so weird. There's definitely a disconnect there, but for some reason I just freaking enjoy it. But anyways, the news.
I've already got my list.
Oh, let's hear it.
Dude, easy, man.
Top 3? Go for it.
Halo, combat involved. Okay. I mean, just...
That was my number 1.
Duh.
Yeah.
Right? For me, it was... Because I didn't get into Elder Scrolls until 4, so for me, it's Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Skyrim was a little bit...
Fuck Skyrim.
Like... rinse, wash, and repeat a little bit too much. So, but Oblivion was, I mean, like the perfect mix. Morrowind, I've heard, is the best in the series.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, so I can't.
They made like a more Oblivion mod that gave you the modern.
Yeah, and they're working on it for Skyrim as well. So I mean, I don't know. Bethesda, we're all just waiting for 6, and when you announce it's Akaviri, it's fine with us, man. Just whenever. Just come on, Todd Howard. Anytime now. And KOTOR, man.
Okay, I played all 3 of those, so I don't have to worry about that list either.
Top 3 of all time.
Okay, so is KOTOR your number 1?
Oh, God.
Or would it be Halo?
It would probably be Halo.
Halo's just one of those games you can just load up.
I mean, because it changed the FPS.
Yeah.
It did.
It's so much fun. We did that. We played a playthrough. I played with a playthrough with Landon like 4 times over. It's just one of those games. Which, by the way, we got to get back on that, do those speed runs. Remember that one day? That's all we did. We sat one day in my living room floor for an hour and just did speed runs in Halo. It was so much fun. But yeah, awesome. So I played year 3, so I only got Final Fantasy X to do.
There you go.
I got off easy with this one. But anyways, on to the news. That was a good list, by the way. I don't want to overshadow that. That was good. Good choices.
I mean, they're easy. Those are easy.
He says Final Fantasy 15 has announced an upcoming multiplayer mode called Comrades. A beta will test on August 3rd through 8th, and Comrades will allow you to create a custom player, join 3 friends, and take on different quests. New clothing and weapons will be available to obtain through quest and purchase at Outposts. Comrades will open to those who have the Season Pass and active PS Plus or Xbox Live Gold subscriptions. Actual release date is unknown, but for the time being, you bust out the PSVR and go fishing. Did you see that announcement at E3? That was like, everybody's like, what's this long-awaited Final Fantasy 15 VR mode? And they're like, bitch, you going fishing with your boys.
This game, comrade, it sounds more and more Russian the more you
I'm going to pick that game up on the PlayStation so I can do the VR.
Yeah, well. Hey,
No, I'm all for it.
PSVR, man, VR, next generation, that VR, like, when it matures, it's going to be nuts.
Sure is. Let's get to the rest of this news because we're about halfway there. We have any Game of Thrones fans in the house? We got 2. We got one that kind of speaks the language.
Wiener.
He says the newly announced Game of Thrones spin-offs are confirmed to not include characters from the current show. HBO Casey Bloys hasn't seen anything about these spin-offs, but confirmed even if a character survives the 8th season, there will be no further adventures with them. Suggested stories include Martin's Dunk in Egg, which is based 100 years before the events of Game of Thrones, or fan favorite, Robert's Rebellion, which includes the events of Robert Baratheon's overthrowing the Targaryen dynasty. Although Martin has stated that Robert's Rebellion won't be a focus of these spin-offs. Are you excited for the spin-offs? Do you want to see stuff beforehand, or does it feel more like?
Is it all before we get into this?
It would take place before Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it'd be.
Does it feel like a Fear the Walking Dead situation here?
It does, and that's what leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Is.
I don't know.
No, I'm not excited for it.
Yeah, I'll watch them. I'll give them a shot. I love the lore of Game of Thrones. It's one of my favorite things, but it's so hard to explain to people. And so maybe that's why they're trying to do it, so people can finally understand. Because a lot of people are just like, I like that girl with the black hair. That's like anybody. So
that black hair and them titties in that bush.
Well, good. That's everybody in every episode. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
HBO.
I did see something today, and I don't know if he doesn't have it on here. They said they will not begin shooting those until they're done with the current show. So it's not gonna take away focus from what they're trying to do.
No, and they have been proactively. I don't even know what the right word is. I'll say working on, for lack of a better term, script. But you guys watch The Walking Dead?
I watched up until like season.
Watched in college.
5.
Yeah.
I lost hope.
Okay.
Spoiler alert for Walking Dead right now.
Yeah, I apologize, but they did the same thing. Where
Chris don't want to hear that.
Yeah, it's a prequel, and
those
are never done. I shouldn't say never, but in recent memory, they're not done well enough to be excited about.
Yeah.
So presumably all new characters means they haven't casted anybody yet.
Yeah, they haven't cast anybody.
No,
yet. I mean, it would take place way before this series anyway, so most of them are already dead by season 7 and 8. So it's not really something that you would have to worry about with previous characters. So.
I don't know. I said that every time they released a new film or a new anything in Middle Earth. You know, the entire Tolkien, and every time I went and watched it, and I loved it.
Yeah, shout out Mordor, shout out to you.
There's some universes that you just can't get enough of.
I'll check it out.
Maybe
I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm not gonna rag on it until I see it.
And this is purely from the outside looking in, because I have seen exactly 0 minutes and 0 seconds of Game of Thrones. So
0 minutes and 0 seconds.
Moving on to what we got next. Do we have any Deadpool fans in the house?
Deathpool, you mean?
Somebody's wearing a shirt right now, baby. Deadpool.
Fucking chimichangas,
baby. Chimichangas. Did you see Deadpool, the movie?
I don't think I have.
Bro,
man,
we gotta sit down and watch it together.
Yeah, we need to.
Well, spoiler alert. Deadpool 2 has begun shooting. I don't know why I talk like that. Deadpool 2 has begun shooting, and director David Leitch, he did John Wick and Atomic Blonde, says he's having so much fun. He states that actor Josh Brolin is the perfect Cable and can't wait for fans to see the chemistry between Reynolds and Brolin. Deadpool 2 will release in 2008. That's really hard to say. Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2. Yeah, that was an interesting casting choice with Josh Brolin, especially since he's playing Thanos.
I was gonna say, how is that happening?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not technically the MCU, so they can do it, but I think they're gonna have fun with it. You know, they're gonna make some Thanos references, especially with the breaking the fourth wall.
Oh gosh, yes.
But that's cool. That's a really good director there. He knows how to direct some fun action apparently, because I hear Atomic Blonde's really good. So you happy to hear that? You happy to hear that they're having fun?
Have you seen the trailer from SDCC?
I did. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff at San Diego. Yeah. And there's actually a really good trailer. Shout out to our reation last night for It. Did you see that? Holy hell! Yeah. I cannot wait for that movie.
I know.
So there's some great movies coming out. We're gonna wrap this up. We only got 3 more topics. Here we go.
Oh, Johnny went overtime this week.
He did, baby.
What are we paying him? Hot dogs?
Yeah, I'd pay him hot dogs.
Oh, hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Anyways, Pokemon Go developer Niantic is apologizing for their Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago a week ago. Apparently, most people were unhappy with the event, and full refunds were given, as well as $100 in in-game currency, and legendary Pokemon were divvied out to guests who attended. Niantic has confirmed more events, but has promised to improve them. So, no details there as to why they're mad.
Man, yeah, I was about to say, what happened, first of all, and
it's a fucking Pokemon Go event for one.
Yeah, exactly. I know, right?
I mean, I like
still
the fact
playing that game.
That was my first initial reaction. Was like, who is still playing? I mean, no knock. I mean, I understand. It's great. But I like it when a game developer has enough, fortitude.
Yeah.
To move on to something else.
To just say, I'm sorry, we screwed up, but that's it. We're moving on.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
That's fair. I don't need handouts, man. Like, if I support your product, I support your product.
Yeah.
One bad event is not going to make me, stop supporting Bungie, for instance.
Well, at least they refunded people and all that. I'll give it to them. So, It is what it is. I don't know what happened. Maybe apparently people didn't catch the Pokemon they wanted. Maybe it was just a bunch of, I don't know, Pokemon. I'm sorry. Give me a terrible Pokemon.
Caucasaurus.
Maybe it was a bunch of caucasaurs. Anyways, on to the next topic. The 25th Bond movie has a release date, November 8th, 2019.
Let the sky fall.
Yes, Neil Purvis and Robert Wade, they both worked on Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and Spectre, will return to write the screenplay. Bond 25 will see the return of Daniel Craig as 007, and Adele will be singing the theme.
Thank God. Not me. Also, thank God.
Skyfall. Yeah, no, we touched on her singing the theme a couple weeks ago, but we did not touch on the release date, which is exciting.
I would touch on Adele any day.
You like Adele? You a big fan?
My God.
Oh, is it the voice?
That is one of my celebrity. But no, it's just Adele. It's just period.
Everything. Oh, yeah, she's a gorgeous
the whole package,
she's
man.
Thick. She's
ooh, baby, we got an idea.
What else?
Brandon, I'm moving on to the next topic. But yeah, no, 007.
Yeah.
Craig, after Spectre, who he said he was, just insisted, I'm never playing Bond again.
And then the money showed up.
It's dollar bills, y'all.
Yep.
Dollar bills.
Then they parked one of those bank trucks outside of his front yard, and he said, I'm going to play 007 again. And the final topic for this week's John News.
Actually, before we get there, Spectre, Christoph Waltz. Man, I was so disappointed. Yeah. I was so excited going to that movie.
I still haven't finished it. I'm halfway through it.
Oh, yeah. Really? I went and saw it opening weekend.
Yeah, you sent me a text. You said, guys, don't go see it. We were on the way there. We're like, and Chris is like, don't see it. And we're like,
Corpus Christi, Texas, which has one of the greatest movie theaters I've ever been to.
Really?
$4 matinees.
What?
Yeah, and it was brand spanking.
Is it because nobody lives there?
I don't know. It's probably because it's going to get washed out by a hurricane this summer. So.
No, that'll do it. All right, and to finally reveal the final topic, Wonder Woman 2 is set to be released on December 19th, 2019. Star Gal Gadot, or Gal Gadot, how she said it, and director Patty Jenkins will return. It was funny this week, my buddy in my office that I worked with, he said, oh, look at this. Title for new Wonder Woman movie announced. Wonder Woman 2. Literally all it's called.
Although, if you needed a crystal ball to predict that there was going to be a sequel, might.
Yeah, that's one of the highest grossing movies of the year, which is a great win for DC.
Need a couple more neurons to rub together here, man.
DC, I'll give you that one, but please fix your other movies. But Yeah. That's it for the John news this week.
John and news.
No John, though. We missed you, buddy. I didn't do it as good as you. I'll never do it. Nobody can do it as good as you. So
John is unique.
He is a unique feller, but I hope I did you some honor in some form. So, but what did you think of the news? Put that down in the comments below and let us know what you thought. But on to the next topic.